Welcome back to the channel. If you're into cars, business, or just why big industries rise and fall, today's video is for you. We're diving into why American car makers, like GM, Ford, and even Tesla, are struggling on the global stage. It's not just a US thing. These giants are getting outpaced worldwide, and I'll break down the main reasons with some hard facts. Stick around till the end for what might happen next. Let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the elephant in the room: tariffs and trade wars. These have been hammering American automakers hard in 2025. Think about it, tariffs on imports from places like China, Mexico, and Canada are adding billions in extra costs. For example, Ford's CEO Jim Farley called it a lot of cost and a lot of chaos. Even though some relief came from USMCA exemptions, saving about $4 billion through 2026, the ongoing trade tensions mean companies are still dealing with higher expenses for parts and materials. Rare earth elements for EV motors? Mostly from China, which controls 80% of the market, and restrictions there are making everything pricier. The result? Automakers like GM are forecasting margin declines in 2026 because these costs aren't fully offset by price hikes or efficiencies. It's like trying to run a race with weights on your ankles. Global competitors without these burdens are pulling ahead. Speaking of competitors, reason number 2: fierce rivalry from Asia, especially China and South Korea. American brands just aren't keeping up in innovation and efficiency. Take China. Companies like BYD have vertical integration, meaning they control everything from mining raw materials to selling the car. That keeps costs low, with factory wages around $850 a month, way below US levels where labor costs are up to 70% higher including benefits. They're churning out high-quality EVs like the SU7 that beat American models on price and features. Korea's Hyundai and Kia are killing it with reliable, affordable EVs too. Meanwhile, US makers have historically focused on high-margin trucks and SUVs, ditching cheaper cars years ago, which shrinks their market. And get this, outside the US, non-American brands outsell them big time, with Chinese exports hitting 30 million units a year. Even in the States, 47% of consumers prefer foreign brands over domestic ones, according to Deloitte's 2025 study. Quality perceptions play a role. People think foreign cars are just built better. Now, onto supply chain nightmares, which is reason 3. The US auto industry relies way too much on global suppliers, and disruptions are killing them. Only about 40% of parts in American-made cars come from the US or Canada, down from 73% historically. COVID-19 wreaked havoc with plant shutdowns and shortages, and we're still feeling it in 2025. Add in geopolitical stuff like wars disrupting steel and transport, or natural disasters like floods in Europe delaying parts. A recent fire at an aluminum supplier cost Ford up to $1 billion in lost income. Suppliers are fragile, 14 straight quarters of pessimism, bankruptcies like First Brands, and the whole chain is volatile. Compare that to China's self-reliant setup, and it's no wonder American firms are scrambling. Reason 4: the bumpy shift to electric vehicles and new tech. The world is going electric, but US makers are lagging. EV penetration in the US is only 10 to 11% in 2025, creeping up to 12% next year. GM just took a $1.6 billion hit pulling back on some EV plans, writing off impairments and supplier deals. Why? High costs, slow infrastructure buildup, and policy flip-flops like phasing out EV tax credits. They've been short-sighted. Remember GM killing their early electric car in the 90s? Now, China's leading in battery tech, controlling 70% of the market. Software-defined vehicles are the future, but American firms are playing catch-up, losing ground to innovators abroad. Finally, broader economic pressures are squeezing everyone. Inflation and high interest rates mean cars are pricier than ever. Average transaction price is $45,800, up 30% from 2019, with monthly payments hitting $750. Sales are okay at 16.1 million units this year, but expected to drop 5% to 15.3 million in 2026 due to unemployment, pessimism, and tight budgets. Subprime auto loan delinquencies are at 6.43%, near record highs, showing lower-income folks are struggling. Incentives are up 4% to $3,700 per vehicle to move inventory, but it's a K-shaped economy. Rich buyers are fine, but the middle class is tapped out. So, wrapping this up, American carmakers are in a tough spot because of tariffs jacking up costs, supply chains that are too global and fragile, killer competition from Asia, a slow EV pivot, and economic headwinds making everything harder. But hey, there's hope. Companies are investing in US manufacturing and sustainability, like battery recycling. If they focus on quality, affordability, and innovation, they could turn it around. What do you think? Will they bounce back, or is this the new normal? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like and subscribe for more deep dives, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.